If you're thinking about moving to Newport Beach, California, there's a good couple things you might want to know before you end up signing that contract to move over here. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 things you want to know before doing so. But first, I am a realtor here in Orange County. So if you are looking to buy, rent, or sell, make sure you reach out to me. All my information will be in the description below, but I will also put my number right here. That way you can easily give me a quick text or a call. First, let's talk the cost and housing, because it's what I do for a job, and it's probably the one thing you actually care about most. So for the median priced home here in Newport Beach, you're going to be looking around $3.5 million for your common 3-bed, 2-bath home. Insane, I know. And for condos, you're going to be looking most likely above $1 million every single time. If you're looking to rent and you're going, prices are too high to buy, rentals are going to start pretty much at $3,000 and skyrocket all the way up to 40 grand a month on one of the nice houses that are on Lido looking over the water. But for an average 2-bed, 2-bath condo or apartment that you're renting, probably going to be between $4,000 and $5,500 every single month. In regards to the overall cost of living, Newport Beach is going to be more expensive than pretty much everywhere else. Eating out is expensive. Groceries are expensive. You're going to be needing to make a whole lot of money to be living in this city. I don't know off the top of my head, but I will pull up right here a statistic of the median income here in Newport Beach and also the median income that's needed to live an okay life. Number 2 is lifestyle. Newport Beach is one of the most bougie and fancy places you could ever be. You definitely have that beach city feel where, sandals and t-shirt, but for the most part, unless you're at the beach, you're going to be driving by Lamborghinis and Porsches and Ferraris every 2 seconds. If you go out to eat, it's going to be a fine dining place. If you go out to the mall, it's going to be Gucci, it's going to be Prada, it's going to be all the fancy things. So luxury to the absolute max is Newport Beach. You do have a little bit of, again, that beachy feel, but I would say that the luxury definitely outweighs it for sure. And in the same way, the honest and frank part of it, it's nice. Luxury is nice. People pay a lot of money for nice things. You do have a good amount of condescending is the only word that I can think of, but you have a lot of very wealthy people and very wealthy living. So you definitely do have a good amount of that uppity at times, even though people here for the most part are nice. Everywhere there's some people that aren't so great in some areas that don't feel so welcoming, but Newport Beach is very upscale. It's very luxury. And if you don't want to deal with people who are upscale and luxury, then it might not be the best place for you. Now you want to know a little bit more about the traffic and commute. As coastal Orange County goes, Newport actually isn't all that bad. Also, it's one of the few places in Orange County where you could have a bike, depending on where you live. There's a lot of down the PCH, lots of shops and stores that you can live by and walk to, grocery stores if you live by Fashion Island. It's actually pretty walkable for the most part, but most people have cars out here. In regards to the commute, in the summers, obviously going by the beach is going to be crazy, but in comparison to Laguna, where it will take 45 minutes to get out of Laguna, Newport Beach, because you have Corona Del Mar and Newport Beach, which are both in Newport Beach. In Corona Del Mar, you can shoot out quick because it's only the beach. If you're on the Newport Peninsula and you're at the end of the peninsula and you're trying to get out in the summer just to start getting on the freeway, will take an hour. However, if you're not on the peninsula and far into it and you're more in the Corona Del Mar, Upper Newport, East Side Costa Mesa style Newport, traffic really isn't all too bad. Take the 55. Now, in regards to it's California, it's busy, but in comparison to Laguna and Dana Point and Huntington, I would say it's actually less in most case scenarios. Now, a little bit more into schools and community. Now, Newport isn't necessarily the biggest, Irvine is known for its schools. That's the biggest draw. And Newport isn't necessarily known for its schools, but they have really good school systems that still rank very high. And there is a really great sense of community. When you're driving around, especially on Balboa Island, there's always community events going on where you can meet, greet, and hang out with new people. So the sense of community in Newport's great. And even though it's such a busy city, you'll notice that when you go out, you start seeing new people a lot, and it feels like everyone knows each other, which can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but also like if you want to get to know people and get into a group of people, Newport's it's not a small city, but it's kind of like a tight-knit community. I can't really explain it unless you're here, but it's as if you're in a big city, but everyone kind of knows each other. It's interesting, but it's fun. Now for the outdoor and coastal living. That's the absolute, or at least in my opinion, best part about living in Newport is you're right next to some of the most beautiful beaches ever. You have Corona del Mar, Crystal Cove, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach. You have all the beaches right next to you. And if you live in Newport, anywhere in Newport, even the furthest part from the beach, it's going to take 10 minutes to get there. The weather's perfect year round. There's hiking. I always hike or do whatever. I do hikes and runs at the Pacific, I think it's called the Pacific Ridge Trail in Newport overlooking Crystal Cove. So there's great running, biking, hiking trails, parks to go with your kids, the beach, of course. If you're an outdoorsy person, like that is why I live here, is because I go to the beach almost every day. I outside almost every day. And for me, it just makes it so worth it. But that's really the top 5 reasons and things you want to know before moving here to Newport Beach. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe because I release videos just like this one every single Sunday. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in this week's video. I'll see you in the next one.